Good morning and many thanks for joining us this beautiful morning. And I must say, welcome again to the Sports Republic show on TV. We are Voice of the People TV. With me on the show, I have a sport enthusiast in the person of David Smith, who will be helping us analyze and then break down our sports talk on the show this morning. We will start with the first one where Nigeria is fighting it out with one man. Talk about England FA side. So we are fighting about one man. And then not just about that man, it's about the countryside fight over just a player that is yet to decide where he will play next. His name is Adarabioyo, and he's of Chelsea. Played for Fulham as of last season. Welcome again to the show. My name is Kizike. Now, we'll start with the first one, the big decision, where NFF is pushing forward to see that Adarabioyo does not play for the English Three Lions side. Despite featuring frequently at the youth level of England side, Tosin Adarabioyo is yet to make his senior debut for the national team. The Nigerian Football Federation is pushing to have Chelsea defender Tosin Adarabioyo to switch allegiance and represent the Super Eagles instead of the Three Lions of England at the international level. Now, the player has already turned down two approaches, but the FA, talk about the NFF better word, is not giving up on this. Now, the Blues defender held talks with former Nigerian manager Jose Pesero in London before this year's AFCON, but the Portuguese coach was unable to convince the then Fulham man to play for the West African country. The Super Eagles are currently without the manager, but sources have told reports that high-ranking members of the NFF are keen to pursue the signing of Adarabioyo, having seen the success of Ademola Lookman. Lookman also initially turned down approaches before deciding to play for Nigeria, which is his parent side. And knowing fully well, he was also born in the English side, talk about in England, but to Nigerian parents. On the show with me, let's have David, and I want to know what David Smith have to make about this one, because it's a very big issue about English-born players. It wasn't long when Mikel Obi talked about this. David Smith, great to have you. Welcome to the show.
First of all, good morning, Kizzy. Thank you for having me once
again. Good morning
again.
to you. Good morning.
We are going to dissect and give you the latest on what is going around the world of football.
So let's quickly talk about this one now. Where do you say Adarabioyo should stand?
Well, with the way he's looking, it seems like he will eventually come for Nigeria. But let's not forget something, because as time goes on, he's playing for a big side in Chelsea as it is now. If he plays one good season, it doesn't want to be good. An average, a very okay season, he will get an English call-up. So he might be biding his time and seeing whether England will call him in the upcoming season, because playing for Chelsea, we all know what playing for Chelsea gives you. Chelsea is a big club side. It gives you automatical shirts in the English national team. So if he gets to play this season and he's fine playing for Chelsea, he goes to England, he might get a call-up for England. So what IPFL is doing now, they are trying to cut the chance of England setting an eye on him before he makes that big call-up for England.
You're trying to say we are trying to commit him?
We are trying to commit him now before he gets into the eye of the Three Lions of England. So they need to start pushing for his signature now, for pushing for him to come and play for England. So I think that's a very smart move. That's very, very brilliant move. So they can get him now before England set their eyes on him. I know once England set their eyes on him, it's over for MPFL. It's going to be very hard to convince him. So it's a very good move.
Okay, so which one is best for him to decide now?
Which is best for him?
Which one do you think is best for Adarabioyo? Where do you think is? Because at this point in time, he's eligible to play for two countries.
Yeah, he is.
He can play for Nigeria if he decides. Born to Nigerian parents in London. But now, if he wants to play for England, he's still eligible to play. But the call-up must come. But as it stands now, he had a good category time play, the under-20 junior categories. But this is the big brand, I'm talking about not club side, I'm talking about NFF. Nigerian football, the senior Super Eagles team wants to have this man play for us. So you see, now we are calling him, but the English side are just keeping tabs. But they are also keen on him. They want to keep him with them, but it's just a possibility, just maybe. So which one would be best for Adarabioyo to make move?
As if I were Adarabioyo, and I'm not going to be sentimental or anything, the Three Lions might be a good call-up for him, but it won't last long as it is now. Because we know how English sides are. It happened with Tammy Abraham, it happened with a number of them, Gabi Agbola, many of those who are of Nigerian descent. When it gets to that point where someone who is of equal status to them or a little higher than them, they get dropped from the English national team and they say bye-bye to English call-up. But also, playing for the Three Lions of England will give him this push. the push in the sense that his brand as a person, as a footballer,
grows.
Also,
and he gets to play for Chelsea.
And he gets to play for Chelsea again. So he pushes his brand up there, unlike playing for Nigeria. Because playing for Nigeria, and he does not get that much exposure, playing with other big sides like the Brazilians of this world, the Argentines of this world, the Germans.
But if we are making it to every World Cup, don't you stand a chance on that? If
you put
the world will see, because right now we are
the chance of England making it to the World Cup is a lot higher than Nigeria making it to any World Cup. So that one alone gives him a push. He gets to play competitive football every single time. I does not have to worry about the hassle of getting another coach every 3 months or every 4 months or every 5 months, whichever the case may be with NFF. So I would say, if I was Adarabioyo, I'll probably be keeping tabs on the English side. But part of me wants him to play for Nigeria. But at the end of the day, the decision all comes down to him.
This same player turned Nigeria down with Pesero.
I mean, yeah, you said...
Pesero visited him.
Yeah.
And he said no.
Yeah, you said...
Okay, let's go with this one. According to Nigerian midfielder John Obi Mikel, the 37-year-old said this in his podcast. And he talked about England-born Nigerians switching allegiance, or some like to use the word allegiance, later in their careers to play for the Super Eagles. He gave life of the likes of Shola Amiobi. He said they had the opportunity to come play for Nigeria. Nigeria was chasing him, but at some point, the Nigerian FA kept asking Shola to come and play for us, and he refused. He said no, literally to us, and he said, I want to play for England. I'm waiting for England, I'm waiting for a call from England. And after that, Shola gave us a call when he was 29, almost 30, to come play for us, and then he came and only played 1 year. Then that was just when the Nigerian FA didn't have the option because nobody could play that position at that point. Now, we talk about Agbola. A lot of them who sees Nigeria as second choice. And John Obi Mikel is not okay. He doesn't feel cool with the way people are players born out there but of Nigerian descent, nationality, not by birth. Don't get me wrong. Turn down Nigeria and make us a second option when it feels like they've lost it.
Yeah.
Would this be the situation of Adarabioyo?
I mean,
because now he's still very young.
He's still very young. Ademola
Lookman turned us down, but now he's playing for us.
Tomori, remember Tomori left Chelsea. Also, the same road this Adarabioyo is playing is the same road Tomori played before he moved to AC Milan.
Right.
So with the way he's looking now, it seems very promising that we might get him. Also, it seems very promising that he might decline us again and go for the 3 Lions of England, because, I mean, everybody wants to play for the 3 Lions of England. In terms of exposure, you get to meet other players, the star, the quality, everything on the array for them. So, I would say, personally, from my opinion, I would say, because Mikel has pointed it out already, you stop chasing them, just leave them to make their own decision by themselves. Ashley Plumter, I remember Ashley Plumter for Super. She came out openly. She said she wanted to play. That's what we need. We need that kind of dedication. We don't need to be chasing them. They should be the one chasing us at this point.
Because this is a national team.
This is a national team. This is not a club side. We feel like we are Manchester United at this point, chasing after players. We shouldn't chase for him. He should come for us. And when he finds out that he's not going to get an English call-up, then he comes to Nigeria. So, I mean, we should just...
I'd love to ask you this question where we talk about the countryside or national team of Nigeria, let's say, going for Adarabioyo. And I recall you said something on radio not long. You gave reference to our MPFL, the Nigerian Premier Football League. Is it to say that we don't have good players that plan their trade in Nigeria? Why do we chase after Adarabioyo? Is it because he's born abroad? England, why do we chase after him? Okay, will you tell me we don't have qualities more than he's playing at this point in time?
I don't want to call it colonial mentality because it's tiring at this point. Every single scene, the Argentines talked about it and it became all racial stuff. I mean, although it was true, but there are certain elements of some stuff you don't just poke fun at.
Right.
So the French side have been developing many of these African players for a very long time, transitioning them into big time. You saw them, that the Moroccans, the Angolans, many of them. The same thing the English do. You train a player, and at the end of the day, you come and you start. What do you want with them? You can't be chasing players. We need to develop our own stars at this point. We need to start developing our own stars and stop waiting for. Nigeria is so entitled at this point. The NFF is so entitled.
How branded is our league? Let's look at it from this part. NFF is the body that we see. Ojo Olorunleke, it wasn't long. I had to say a word to him, and he said he made a move. He felt like he's made the best move to Sudanese side. Almerek. And when you compare Almerek, see, I'm not trying to throw shades at them. Amerek is the advantage is that they play African football.
Yeah.
Now, Tanimo, had to leave for a hateful that's away from Nigeria and Tanzania.
Yeah.
A club side that you don't want to compare with some of our top 3 MP4 clubs. Maybe you can say top 5, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You don't want to compare. Don't you think, because Tanimo made a move and he got a call up. That's how funny it is.
Yeah.
Don't you think you need to make a move for you to be a player in the Super Eagles? A move, not just a move away from Nigeria. Because we are seeing our league is getting better, but some players are still leaving.
And at the end of the day,
and they're not leaving to big sides, they're leaving to smaller sides.
And at the end of the day, we found out that they picked those smaller sides ahead of the
So they're abroad.
The same thing with Nwabali. No one knew Nwabali existed until he went to South Africa. And you see the achievement. The same goes for Akweyi. The same goes for many of our players. Once they leave the shores of our country, they become attractable to the Super Eagles of Nigeria, to the MPFL as a whole. So at this point now, we need to start looking inwards. I mean, it goes without saying. We've said it time and time again. We have players that can do this. Ezewa was once the contention for our goalkeeper. Enyama was an Eyiba player at best. I mean, remember, many of our players grew up for this league. They came for this league. Many of our top stars now have become international, stars. Your coaches of the Kano, this one, they came for the league. Are you saying there's nothing in this league for us? There's something. We see stars, we see players, we see investors come to this league because they are hidden talents, they are gems there. So we need to start building our own. Just start working on our youth development. And I like the fact that the league management committees and the MPFL as a whole now are working on 8th grade players. They are working on developmental competition. I love what Beyond have done, Beyond the Limit have done.
Right.
I love what Sporting Lagos have done. I love what Eimba has done. Even the Rivers United, the under 17, the under 15, those 8th grade competitions now are a good step in the right direction. And if we can focus on that and work on that perfectly well, then in some years from now.
So let me ask you this question: whose job is it to make this thing right?
First of all, the clubs have to make it right. The MPFL has to make
the clubs.
Yeah, they work on that too. Because you can't be waiting for expatriates to come and develop your league. We need to develop our leagues by ourselves. So the MPFL, in partnership with the clubs, will make it right, I believe.
Okay, and now we're saying we're glamour for a foreign coach. If a foreign coach comes, does he need a conviction? Does he need someone to convince him to look into our league? I feel like it should be a normal thing that when you're coming, that's what traditional teams do. Brazil is a traditional team. Italian side is traditional. Check the Italian squad. I feel like we say if not all of them, most of them in the Euro play are trade in Italy.
Spain.
In Spain as well. So you can just pick out the likes of Rodri, Dani, or with just few of them. But it's a must that we must pick from our national team. Do you know that in Brazil, there's always, I love the numbers. You can see defender number 6. I love the way the number goes. But do you know that in Brazil, they know there's a space for the Flamengo players, the Santos, the Palmeiras. They must be part of the team. I don't know if it's mandatory, but since I've been doing the job, and since I could say the history of Brazil, they always make sure that they go with a home-based player. Now, they just completed the AFCON. How many players did we get from the league? Ojo Olorunleke, just one.
Was the only one.
And guess what? He didn't even man the post. He didn't kick. He didn't man the post.
Yeah, he didn't man. He was even persuaded to pick him, if you remember. I think one of the issues that even Geneltra talked about it, one of the issues is that our league does not have exposure in terms of TV. We don't see it on TV.
Okay.
And what you don't see on TV, and eventually go to games and you see that the quality of football is not even up to standard. The pitches are substandard pitches. The attendance, everything contributes to this woeful MPFL that we are seeing. But recently we've seen our MPFL on TV. I don't know whether it was I talked about the fact that CAF has been doing goals of the season for a very long time. And the last time we had a Nigerian league showcased on the CAF as the goal of the season was a very long time ago. Stephen Ode with MFM. But now that we are getting the exposure, we get to see them and we get to pick. I mean, when you see players on TV, you see their style, you see the grass.
Okay, let me get it right. David Smith, let me get you right on this. We have the players.
We do have the players.
Do we have the facilities?
We don't have the facilities. We are currently working on the facilities. And that's what I'm saying now.
Last advice to Adarabioyo. Quickly, let's move. last advice. See, you know what?
Go.
I used to have a guest. I can't recall if it was my around TV. I can't recall, but he liked to say a word. He said, if I want to be sentimental, he would tell you.
Yeah.
If I want to be sentimental, I will say it this way. If I want to be Nigerian and sentimental, I'll say it this way. But as a pundit or sport or football analyst, whichever that you are, and you believe you're on this job, which one would you say? Now, don't tell me, okay, be sentimental. Let me get you right. Where should he go?
I would say he goes for England.
He goes. Okay, if you want to be sentimental,
I would say
if you want to be sentimental,
yeah,
England. If you want to be realistic to me, like a pundit that you are,
I would say he should go for England.
Still,
go for England.
no road here.
Go for England.
What's wrong with Nigeria? Why? Why?
First of all, we can't guarantee the amount. The exposure in it.
Oh, wait. Do you realize?
Let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you. Do you know when it comes to Nigeria, and you take it side by side with England, brands will really come for us.
Right.
Why? Because we don't put ourselves out there. The England players are guaranteed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sponsors for every tournament they go to. Because they're out there.
Let me ask you this question. I know the part where there's no way to hide it. The English team is bigger than Nigeria.
It's way bigger than Nigeria.
In any way, the PR, any way you want to talk about the assistants. But let's look at it from this aspect now. How long would he be in the team? When I look at Saka, sometimes I begin to say he's just imaginable. And I told people that Saka will be in this team for as long as he wants to be, because I feel like he's brought a lot to that team. He will always be a first player. Yeah. But Adarabioyo could just maybe, because if Fikayo tomorrow is still somewhere struggling, Tammy Abraham, there's no way Fikayo tomorrow should be in this English national team.
Yeah, sure.
And he's not being looked out. What they do more of the time, like your functional reality, they get to commit you. They commit you and they play some games and they let you go. And so what is the chances of Adarabioyo staying with the English team for a long duration of time?
I mean, the chances are very slim.
It's slim.
Very, very
So why do you advise him to still play for England?
I feel that is the best for him now. Currently for him now. Because as it is at Chelsea now, looking at him in the long run, he will get to play for 2, 3, 5 season stops. And he will still get to play at the highest level of football. And he will still get to compete for England at every competition, even if it's just a squad side. And he will get a trophy shout. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. He will eventually get a trophy shout.
Just tell me, his value still grows.
His value still grows.
I know.
As time goes on. And the funny thing, because I keep using that expression funny thing, because at the end of the day, if he eventually comes to Nigeria and something happens and a new coach comes and he gets shoved out, he also gets shoved out of the team now. I mean, Balogun was shoved out of the team eventually. Chuseko was shoved out of the team. Luckily for him, Pizarro called him to the team. So many players still get shoved out of the Nigerian team, whether you are playing abroad.
So you are here live in the studio in Nigeria advising Adarabioyo to play for England.
I mean, he should play whichever suits him, and it's England. I prefer him play.
Okay, let's leave that phase. Let's go with the PSG talk right now. Victor Osimhen proposed summer switch to Paris Saint-Germain, continues to look impalpable as it stands now. And then there's a whole lot of talk about that, man, because I'll tell you, Luis Enrique at this point is saying, yes, I'm a very good coach of this side. I manage Barcelona. I manage the Spanish team. But Osimhen, he's a good player, but for me, he doesn't suit my style. I don't want Osimhen in my club. I'm cool. My club, and I'm in my club as the manager. I'm cool with Randa Colomani. I'm cool with Gonzalo Ramos. I don't think Osimhen suits the style of play that I want in my team. Now, David Smith, Osimhen, his talk is big. Luis Enrique, what happens to a player that wants to go to a club side that are keen? The only club, a lot of clubs want to see me, but the relinquish is big. But Paris Saint-Germain is the closest, and they've tabled out 80 million euro. Wanting to sign Osimhen. Then at least Napoli had to go with 110. Yeah. So if we bring in 110, we can sell. We can sell Osimhen because he put pen to paper for December. But right now, Osimhen has a connection with Luis Campos, the sporting director of PSG, and the man is saying, I love Osimhen. I love to work with Osimhen because with Osimhen in Leo, Osimhen won the African best player in the league at that point. And looking at him coming to PSG now, the coach does not want him. The sporting director wants him. At the end of the day, it is the coach making decisions of who gets to start. Yeah. If you force him to keep a player, he keeps a player. But you can't tell him what to do. You can't tell him who to start. Yeah. That is one. Now, taking it back to Italy, Antonio Conte has said to the media, I'm cool with Lukaku. I want Lukaku. We need Lukaku. It means Osimhen doesn't stand a chance in Napoli if he stays. What is the way forward for our own Victor Osimhen?
It's a very dicey one. It's also very topical because people hold on to what you say at this point. Because
right.
I've heard conspiracy theories about what he did to Finidi, and I would say that's not the problem.
That's not the problem?
That's not the problem.
Okay.
He has been wanting out of Napoli for a very long time.
Right, with the TikTok thing.
With the TikTok issue and everything, he has been wanting out. And it was not until the coach got sacked that he came to light that, they signed that contract so that eventually if they sell him, they'll get a big proper pay because they know how valuable Osimhen is as a player generally. And the fact that Conte does not really like Osimhen as a player because of his style, you understand? And Lukaku is the kind of player that basically does all what he wants. He defends, he holds up play, links up play, you understand? He knows how to, with his back against goal, he knows how to link up with the attackers and the midfielders and everything. And Osimhen is probably not that kind of player. So Conte sliding towards the side of Lukaku it just makes sense. And Enrique also does not want him. Because you said everybody wants him and nobody wants him.
Yeah, that's true.
So Enrique does not also want him because he does not suit his style of play. And
so
he's caught in between the devil and the deep blue sea at this point.
Right, let's go.
No one wants him.
Let's go with the next one now. Conte snubs Osimhen again. Super Eagles striker absent from third Napoli friendly. So you can see now, Osimhen was unable to secure a place in Conte's squad for the friendly match, failing to even make the reserve bench. The line featured the likes of Giovanni Di Lorenzo in that very team, Nathan Amibrahamani, and in the back three they had Walid Chidera leading the attack. Chidera also, who scored 7 goals during the loan spell in Frosinone side in the Serie A last season, was preferred over Osimhen. How do you compare Chidera with Osimhen? No way. Who was completely absent from the squad, failing to even make the bench. Osimhen, we know, has been a key player for Napoli, but this summer the Nigerian international has been the subject of transfer rumors, leading to speculations about his future at the club. Osimhen's continued absence from preseason features suggest that Conte may be preparing for the possibility of starting the season without him, with Chelsea striker Romelu Lukaku reportedly lined up as Osimhen's replacement. See, do you know how bad this is?
It's very...
See, what Napoli is trying to do, they want Osimhen to go. They also want him to go.
Yeah.
Then Lukaku comes in. They were trying to see that they can use that money to pay Chelsea, because Chelsea are tabled Lukaku at £37 million. That's a release clause. But later on, just said, okay, we just want him to go. 29 is cool. 29. Then Napoli is saying we can pay £21 million.
Even Napoli can't buy it outrightly.
You can see now, Osimhen just have to go. But peradventure, Napoli needs a number 9 because a new coach is here.
Yeah.
And he wants a Lukaku. So just maybe Nigerians don't see Osimhen leaving Napoli. It's still possible he can still stay.
He can.
But what are his chances of playing? Osimhen is valued at 100 players in the world. He's among them. I think it's 100 million euro.
Yeah.
That's the value he's had.
It's close to 100 million.
Close. I think Lamine Yamal has 120. Then Bellingham, Haaland, and Mbappe 180 or thereabout. Yeah. And Osimhen has got a lot of value, high value. What is the way? Would his value drop if he doesn't leave Napoli?
It will drop.
It will drop.
Its value in the market will drop. Because number one, you will not get playing time. If you don't get playing time and the next transfer window opens, you will see clubs of lesser calibers as the Aston Villas and the rest coming now to secure your services. And it will actually not playing for the entire season alone is enough to distort a player psychologically. That happens to many players, and when they eventually get a place to play for, you find out that what they used to be, they will now become a shadow of their own self, and they will not be able to perform at the highest stage. And performing at the highest stage is what Osimhen wants to continue doing. That's the reason why he turned down Saudi Arabia. And the likes of Chelsea don't really have the financial capacity to go for it.
Else he should have gone.
He should have gone. The likes of Arsenal don't really have the financial capacity to take care of the services. And Napoli don't really need him. So at this point now, he's so lost in that position. And he can't afford to stay at a place where he's not rejected. Because at the end of the day, it will cause more trouble than what they are expecting. So they are trying to let him go, but no club is coming for him at this point. And PSG, who you say are the suitable and the best side for him to play for now, don't want him because it does not suit the coaching style of play. It does not suit their philosophy. He's not the kind of player they are looking for at this point. So at this point now, I don't know. Currently, I don't know where he will tilt to. Saudi Arabia is a bad choice now.
His value, Osimhen's value is just close to dropping.
Yeah, it's close to dropping. And it will get worse if he does not get playing time. If he remains at Napoli and does not get playing time at all, it will get worse from there on.
Okay, so mistake he should have left last season?
He should have left last season.
All right, so let's leave you with more stories right now with Super Falcons news. Olympic is still very much on high hopes right now. Super Eagles can beat Japan to qualify. Coach Rando Waldrum has said that he still believes that the Super Falcons, can qualify for the quarterfinal of the Paris Olympic, with victory over Japan tomorrow. The 9-time African champions are bottom of the Group C without any point or goals after 2 matches played. That's how bad it is. However, Rando Waldrum is counting on victory over Asian champions Japan to sneak into the last 8 at the Paris Games. The way the matches had gone, we still needed the result against Japan, he said, and had the chance of going through. So whether we lose or we draw, we still had the opportunity, the Texan explained. Now, he said, I think if we beat Japan, depending on what happens in Canada's, and what happened in Canada's group, they've got 6 points. I think it's going to be difficult. But let's leave that part now. There's a story about Canada, 6-point deduction,
Yeah,
just maybe.
deduction.
Okay, let's not do permutation. Tell me, aside, no, that's what we love to do a lot. If you beat this one, you draw this one, we like it a lot. Can the Falcons even beat Japan?
That's permutation already.
No, yeah.
Because it's permutation already.
No, but no, this one is like a predicting, it's like a say, like can we, no, I feel like permutation comes in when you're saying, if we beat Japan. Because at this point, we are thinking of what comes next.
Yeah.
We're checking out Spain, Brazil. It's not supposed to be our concern. So the moment that becomes a concern about the next game of the other side, it makes it a full-time permutation. But then when you're saying, can we beat Japan? Do we need to beat Japan?
Japan. I've seen these Japanese play. They played against Spain. I saw their game against Brazil. My goodness. Those ladies are very fast. Those ladies are technically gifted. And the Nigeria side we have that are not willing to even go forward. I don't think they can withstand the storm of the Japanese team that is coming.
You don't think so?
On Wednesday, I don't think so. With the way he's looking. I mean, he said if. The coach is not even sure. At this point now, it feels like all hope is lost. And if we eventually beat Japan, we must beat them convincingly to even stand a chance at all. Because as you said, Canada, the drone spine, so they were deducted 6 points. And the best losers position now is up for grabs. If we beat Japan convincingly, and the way he's looking is not promising at this point. It's not promising.
Okay, so let's give you more update about that game. And we have this one, past thoughts. The Super Falcons head coach, Van Waldrum, has singled out wastefulness in front of goal as the reason behind Nigeria's defeat to Spain on Sunday. According to report, world champion Spain were the heavy favorite to claim a victory over the Super Falcons in Nantes, but for 85 minutes, the former African champions stood their ground. However, a cross shot we talk about a lady, and Alexia Putellas free kick evaded goalkeeper Chiamaka Nnadozie and condemned Nigeria to a second consecutive 1-0 loss at the Olympic. According to Randall Waldrum, we had 3 to 4 good opportunities. Regrettably, we did not convert them. We had one in the first half, a breakaway, and Aziza Bashola and Rashida Ajiba, they missed those chances. Now, he's saying there's still hope.
The first game, we didn't start Aziza.
Okay, can I say we are not taking our chances?
Yeah, we are not taking our chances. The first game, we didn't start as Zera Joshola. Okoroko was there and she tried. The second game, okay. And the funny thing is that this is the same Spanish side that people are clamoring that they are very good, they are indomitable. They came against Nigeria and they didn't really stand a chance. They came close, but our defense was solid. So that shows that we are doing something right at the back alone. We are not doing what is needed to do at the front. That's what we need. We need players to start converting their chances. If we had converted our chances against Brazil, we wouldn't have been in this debacle.
If we had gotten a draw, because that goal was so painful, I felt so bad. I was seeing it somewhere, 85-minute goal. So if we had gotten a draw, it would have been better off to just... Now we need to win. We see a must win against Japan.
It is a must win. It is a must win, and we are condemned to win at this point. We are condemned to win, and this is when the stakes get higher. This is when the pressure gets higher, and with the way the girls have played for the last 2 games, under pressure alone, they have been playing under immense pressure. I don't think they can withstand the pressure playing against Japan at this point. I don't think so, because we have the players. We have the players. The players that have played at the highest stage. Aziza Jola has played at the highest stage. Many of them came off the impressive tournament in Australia, Japan, Australia, New Zealand last year. They know what it is at stake to play in big high-stake games. But they don't just understand. I don't know. They don't understand themselves. They can't string 1 or 2 incredible passes together. I saw them play. They can't string 2 incredible passes together. They don't know how to hold the ball for a very long time. They misplace passes in the middle of the park for us. And Deborah Abiodun has been the only spark in midfield for us. The only spark in midfield. Other players have been trying to step up. Uchebe has not been top notch for us.
Actually, Plumter is still missed in this tournament.
I don't think injury has made her.
Yeah, ruled out. Okay.
So even the top players that I would have expected for them to perform at a very reasonable price, the likes of Tony Payne, the likes of Rashida Ajibale.
Is that Ayinde missing in this team?
Ayinde, I think Ayinde is missing. I think Ayinde is missing.
Okay, you're not seeing Abiodun blocking that role well. Because she just gave us some rating.
Yeah, she has been brilliant.
Right.
I saw her. She's like our very own N'Golo Kante. I mean, you should need to say her in the park.
No, she does it well.
She knows how to hold the ball. She knows how to orchestrate something for the center of the park. She knows how to tackle. She knows how to go for the ball and go for the ball perfectly where she does.
Okay, so let's talk about the 6-point deduction. You might be wondering, Canada may give Nigeria a quarterfinal ticket, and that's from the Super Falcons coach. The Super Falcons of Nigeria are looking at the window of opportunity opened by a FIFA deduction of 6 points from Canada from a patronage, according to Nigerian coach. The deduction means no third-place team can qualify from Group A of the tournament. The group comprises of Colombia, Canada, France, and New Zealand. With 3 groups, the top 2 of each will qualify for the quarterfinal directly, while 2 of the best third place in the 3 groups will join. Canada, with 6 points deducted, are third in Group A, and unlike Nigeria, they are with no point, although they have won 2 matches. If the point deduction is applied, it means that there might be a chance for Nigeria to get through to this one, and that's what you're hoping for.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Let me not say you.
That's what we are hoping for. That's what you are also hoping for. I brought out my calculator at this point now. We need to get a maximum of 2 or more goals.
2 or more goals.
2 or more goals to see out this, because you look at Brazil now. Brazil beat us 1-0. They have a goal difference on their side. Spain also has goal difference on their side. Japan also has goal difference on their side. And you look at teams in other groups, they have been performing okay. So we just need to win convincingly with enough goals to even stand a chance. And that is even 50-50 at best. So we need to win convincingly to stand a chance. And that is what they should do against Japan. I mean,
but we need to help ourselves now.
We need to help ourselves at this point.
Before we can even get help.
But why do we always keep putting ourselves in this position to start with? We keep taking ourselves.
I would like to ask you this question. Do you think these ladies were ready for this tournament?
They weren't ready for
They might be ready, but less preparation.
Psychologically, they weren't ready for this tournament.
Okay,
psychologically,
you can say that.
they weren't ready. Because, I mean, Olympics is an entirely different ball game, and it looked like they didn't understand the dynamics of this. You saw the Brazilians, you saw the way the Brazilians took it. I mean, you don't even have to be convincing in play. You just need to get the goals. That's what we asked for. You don't even have to be overly convincing. Just get the goals. And Brazil were not overly convincing against us. They got the goal. Spain struggled at some point, but they got the goal. Japan struggled against Brazil, but they got the needed 3 points. So that's what it is in tournament games. You don't need to be convincing, but you need to make your chances count when it is due. Get those chances, bury them into the back of the net, and hope for the best.
Okay, let's talk about the next one again. Medical schedule. Kelechi Iheanacho ready to join Sevilla. 7-time champion. How good is this?
I mean, it's a good deal. I mean, he's going for greener pastures now. He has conquered England as it is, and he's looking to see what he can do in other pastures. So as long as he keeps playing at the highest stages and keep getting the Nigerian Super Eagles call-up, I think he's okay with him.
So you feel like he should make the move?
He should make the move. I mean, that's where the best of football is played, at Spain.
Okay, so Onyedika is another man, Saudi calling right now. He said, I want to focus on playing my game. Saudi Arabia, a call. Do you advise Onyedika to go to Saudi?
He shouldn't go. I see Saudi Arabia as a pensioners league or a retirement league. I don't know, whatever the case may be. Just like our MLS is. Players who want to continue playing at the highest stage of football don't go to leagues like that. Except they are looking to retire or just cash out the paycheck. So I don't think it's the best option for him. So he should just stick to playing in Europe and see how he develops and see. But
I used to think players like money. Why not Saudi now?
I mean, players like money. Players also like competing at the highest stage. Saudi Arabia will not give you that. You can't compete at the highest stage where everyone will see you, and they also want to play for their national team side. So it's not a good call for him. All
right, so we go to the next one. Flying Eagles. NFF calls for application of position of head coach. The Nigerian Football Federation NFF have requested for applications from suitable qualified candidates for the vacant position of the Nigeria under-20 side. Talk about the men's national team coach, otherwise known as the Flying Eagles. Which coach would be able to suit in this position?
I say Ladamboso.
Ladamboso, I don't even tell me. I don't think
I want to say Ladamboso. I do want to say it. That's what I'm saying it. I say Ladamboso. I also say he's setting, I don't know, will I say Kennedy Bubuye?
And Ladamboso is going to be doing the job for the MPFL.
For the MPFL.
Right, the junior category.
But there are cases where coaches have been able to alternate between under age grade competitions and club football. So it might work out for them. But there are coaches there who can do a very brilliant job. NFF just needs to just look at the track record and look for the coaches that can work out the magic for them.
Okay, so now for the Paris 2024 that's still ongoing, men's tennis, Djokovic beat Rafael Nadal, maintains push for first gold medal. Djokovic, Novak, the Serbian international, has defeated Rafael Nadal in the men's single event at the Paris Olympic, bringing him closer to his first Olympic gold medal. Djokovic's victory marks another milestone in his long-standing rivalry with Nadal, one of the greatest of tennis history, despite being one of the sport's all-time greats. Djokovic has only won a bronze medal in singles at the Olympic and is now one step closer to achieving his dream of gold. You like to say this?
I mean, I would like to see it. And once again, Nadal has fallen short again. He fell short against Andy Murray in 2016 in the 2012 Olympics. And once again, Nadal has fallen short again. Age is not on his side. He wants to retire on a high. And he has been struggling. He has been struggling to gain the momentum that has eluded him throughout the last 2-3 years because of age rate. And the fact that he lost to Djokovic is a very big blow. But Djokovic also, we get the chance of calling himself an Olympian, an Olympic gold medalist in tennis for Serbia and for himself personally.
Okay, so away from that story, let's go with Ricardo Calafiori. We would have loved to bring that to your screen, but hopefully for tomorrow we could bring that when Arteta, for me, a good coach, welcome Calafiori to us now. And the club have announced that, yes, the Italian player is confirmed, and that's from Edu. I would love to say that, bring you the words of Edu and also, talking about Arteta. Edu said, we identify Ricardo as part of our strategy to sign players who fit our profile, and we reinforce our squad to compete at the highest level. He is 22 but brings quality and experience. He will quickly grow into being an Arsenal player. Ricardo Calafiori has consistently shown his quality for his country and club side. He was one of the best players in the Serie A last season and gave strong performance for Italy in the Euros this summer. Mikel also and our coaches are excited to start working with Ricardo Calafiori, and we are looking forward to seeing him with our shirt. And that's from Edu. While Arteta also added the same. We welcome Ricardo and his family to us now. He's a great signing and gives us a huge strength to reinforce our defense. Ricardo is a very big personality and character with specific skill, which will make us stronger. We push to win major trophies. He has already shown great development in recent season with his performance for both Bologna and Italy, with the progression and development in the past years being really impressive. How good will Calafiori be for Arsenal?
First of all, Arteta knows what he needs to do this season.
So he knows. He said he knows what he wants.
He knows what he wants. I mean, that defense, strengthening that defense, is a right step in the right direction now. So he has gotten the defender. He has gotten Calafiori, very brilliant for Italy in the Euros, very brilliant defender. They also have the likes of Saliba and Magalhaes. So he will put them on their toes. Calafiori will put them on their toes. Calafiori was brilliant for Bologna also last season. Was one of the best defenders in the league and also one of the best defenders in the Euros. And there's no doubt, age is on his side. He has the talent. He has the guts. He's a very aggressive player. He knows when to tackle. He knows when to hold up. He knows when to hold his own. He knows when to clean up tackles. He knows how to alternate. And he's also a very versatile player. He can play literally almost anywhere around that defensive line. So he's a brilliant player. And Arteta is bolstering his side for the upcoming season. So he's a good signing.
So let's talk about Christian Eriksen. He said he will be retiring very soon, but he's still a player. We'd love to see him leave Man United. You're a Man United fan?
I'm a Man United fan. I think he should call it quits. I mean,
at this point,
he should call it quits.
You think he does not have anything to offer, not even the Championship?
I mean, he does, but not at Manchester
or the Dance League. Okay, not at United. The level is big.
The level is too big at this point. I mean, he has been doing a lot of catching up last season because of age, and he caused a lot of injuries. So he didn't really play much games last season. So I think this is the best time to call it quits.
Okay, so Haaland is another man. He said, I want to be a better player. Haaland. What's amazing about Haaland? Do you rate Haaland as a world class?
I mean, I rate Haaland. Haaland came to the Premier League and took the Premier League by storm.
Is he a world class?
He's a world class player at this point. He's a world class player. It's just that it might not be going well for him in his countryside, but for the club, based on the star quality of players that Man City have, he's a world class player in his own right.
Lastly, Arda Güler in the news. Arda Güler. Real Madrid player, but then Toni Kroos is saying this guy is good to go.
He is good to go. He has shown sparks of brilliance.
Should they keep him this season?
They should keep him.
Or loan him? You don't think they should do the Brahim Diaz thing?
No, they shouldn't. They shouldn't. They nearly lost Ibrahim Diaz at some point. They should keep him. They should hold on to him. Modric does not have age on his side, and if they want to compete, because the Champions League now has added a new phase to it now, and there'll be more games as the season goes on because of one or two issues. So they need to keep players like this on their bench. These are what we call squad players. When other players tire out, get a fresher leg that will come into the side and give your side depth, give your side something to play for, give your side something dynamic, something different on the field of play. So they need to keep hold on to this player.
Okay, thank you so much, David Smith. This is where we should call it a wrap on the show. But thank you so much. Great analysis from you. Hopefully tomorrow will be another day. And thank you so much for your time. But we need to go now. It's on me to say yes, goodbye to you. But tomorrow will be another day. It will be a Wednesday. And we keep praying for the Super Falcons to see that they get the result right against Japan. That is what if. But it's a very big game for tomorrow. Thank you so much for staying with us. Tomorrow will be another day. I remain Kizike. That's my name. Don't forget, I remain the only football player without a jersey. Tomorrow, I'll see you.